What's up YouTube, TeamEnvoy here, and today we're coming at you with this Kaiju deck profile. This is a deck that, in my opinion, does very well against big boss monster decks, so cards that summon big beaters, ABC, or important monsters that are tough to get rid of, such as Utopic Future, yada yada yada. This deck excels at just crushing those types of decks. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start with the profile. For this deck, this is running a pure Kaiju variant, which uses the field spell, so keep that in mind. First off, you want to run triple Gamma Seal. Gamma Seal is the weakest Kaiju in terms of attack power, so he's basically the one you just give your opponent and basically just beat them into it. Or, if you can get him on your own side of the field, along with Kaiju counters on the Kyoto Waterfront, or if you're running the Kaiju Trap card, you can actually turn him into a Banishing Quasar, which is very good and very, very interruptive to the opponent's plays. Next up, triple Dogorans. Now, Dogoran is the big boss of the Kaijus, in my opinion. He has a built-in Raigeki, as long as you can remove 3 Kaiju counters, but the only sad part is he will not be able to attack the turn he does this effect. However, you can remove the opponent's cards just for free, and that's great, because that means you can use Raigeki without having to actually run it. Next up, Ghidorah at 3. Now, Ghidorah is, in my opinion, another good one that you want on your side of the field almost all times. By removing counters from the field spell, you can half the attack of every monster on the field except himself. Even in the middle of the attack, if Ghidorah gets attacked, the opponent can't exactly call off the attack and you could just half everything. So it's a really good play to make. A single Jizukyu. Jizukyu is the biggest Kaiju in terms of level and attack. Attack is tied with Thunder King. Jizukyu has a great effect because he can negate any effect that targets a card anywhere by removing 3 counters from the field spell and then destroy the card. Next up, triple Radian. Now, Radian is, in my opinion, one of the weakest Kaijus because, yeah, he could summon a token that lets you basically have an additional 2800 beater. However, he has no effect that's a quick play as opposed to many of the other Kaijus. So you can basically give him to your opponent and they just have a dead beater on their side of the field, which makes it so that your plays don't really get interrupted. Next up, double Thunder King, the Lightning Strike Kaiju. Another of the big boss Kaijus. He makes it so that when you use the field spell, by removing 3 counters, the opponent cannot negate this. Basically, they cannot play for the rest of the turn. However, this can only be done on your turn, meaning... And he also can attack monsters 3 times during the battle phase. So you can attack 3 times on monsters, and your opponent cannot do anything to defend themselves with. Now, next up, I've been thinking about taking it out sometimes because of the way I run the deck, is a single Kumongus. He is the second weakest Kaiju, but the thing is, with the field spell, Kumongus can remove 2 counters during either player's turn, including the opponent if they have this. And it makes it so that Kumongus basically can negate the effects of a monster summoned and also prevents it from attacking for the turn. Next up, 1 copy of Mecha Dogoran. Now, many people do not like Mecha Dogoran. However, I do because he fulfills 2 purposes in this deck. 1, he's a trade-in target, and 2, you can actually summon him off of Interrupted Kaiju Slumber to your opponent's side of the field. Now, normally, he's the only Kaiju that cannot be summoned to the opponent's side of the field. You must summon it to your side of the field. And when he does, he more than likely will have 0 attack. However, this gives it, if you give it to your opponent, he will have 0 attack, meaning you can beat him over it. So, play the Interrupted, basically give them the Mecha Dogoran, or give yourself one of the 33s, Jizukyu or Thunder King, and you go straight to health. Now, next up, this is it for the Kaiju engine. Now come for the support monsters. 1, King Tiger Wangu. In my opinion, one of the best cards of all time. King Tiger Wangu heavily disrupts decks with low attack power, so watch out, Junishishis. This card can really ruin your day. Next up, double Lava Golem. Good for mass removal, and also he serves as a trade-in target. Now, and lastly, for the monsters, 1, Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. Ghost Reaper is a really great card because in this deck, you do not run much extra deck space, so you can snipe out the opponent's problematic extra deck cards. Now, onto the spell cards. Triple Waterfront. The main breadwinner of this deck. Waterfront is just what fuels the deck. It has built-in protection by removing a single counter from anywhere to basically protect itself from MST, Twin Twisters. Now, it can get banished, which is the sad part, but the fact it has built-in